Synchronous hybrid learning spaces can be designed in many ways. This picture illustrates what might be the most straightforward type. A student takes part in formal learning, where part of the group is present in the same classroom while she joins in online using a fellow student's computer. In this presentation, I'm going to share the results from our research on how does synchronous hybrid teaching challenge and support the learning whole, seen as the combination of the set design, the social design, and the epistemic design dimensions. By doing that, I hope that I'll be able to contribute to the formulation of principles supporting innovative, activity-centered learning design principles. To answer the question, I've conducted a review focusing on research published in the period from 2019 until early 2021. And to triangulate the findings in the review and to update them, I've conducted an analysis of Danish college teachers' written reflections during the transformations made necessary by the COVID-19 crisis. My claim is that hybrid synchronous teaching and learning is both possible and that it entails several significant benefits if designed taking all designable dimensions into consideration. My motivation for investigating the potentials of these types of hybrid learning spaces stems from a paradox with both practical and theoretical dimensions. You see, before the COVID crisis, our knowledge of the possibilities and limitation of synchronous hybrid teaching was based mainly on analysis of specially designed courses conducted by researchers and exclusively appointed faculty, and most of the existing literature was still exploratory in nature. As analyzed, Race and others concluded in their comprehensive study of the research done in a period from 2003 until 2017, the research was still in its infancy. Despite that, the research was summarized on a positive note, saying that all studies provided cautious optimism about synchronous hybrid learning, which creates a more flexible, engaging learning environment compared with fully online or fully on-site instruction. Quite contrary to these findings, one of the prominent voices in the Danish debate about the potential expansion of the use of synchronous hybrid teaching concluded that hybrid teaching is impossible. This critical and rejective conclusion was empirically supported in my own analysis of teachers' written reflections collected via the National Danish Teachers Training Program in 2020. Even when a large proportion of the students participated online, the tasks and the social organizations were not, and I mean hereby the teachers, were not systematically adjusted to the new and hybrid learning space. The hybridization seemed very theoretical and difficult to handle for most of the teachers and lecturers. These experiences were documented worldwide, and the research documented also new patterns of challenges and possibilities. So, by focusing on the designable elements, the set design, the social design, and the epistemic design, I've been able to extract principles for further development and theorizing. My review indicates that these findings are challenged by numerous design qualities that defines conditions and determines the level of success when it comes to the formation of learning spaces of these types. If we focus on the teachers, they do have more demanding technical and communicative tasks in synchronous hybrid learning spaces compared to other types of learning spaces. The distribution of responsibility connected to the tasks need to be adjusted and thought through accordingly to the relevant set design and the social design. So, designing for hybrid learning in synchronous learning spaces is possible, but studies shows that the outcome is challenged by the qualities of the design of the learning space, this multifaceted interplay of the social, physical, and epistemic dimensions. The social design would optimally support the epistemic design dimension by reducing the complexity. So all three designable elements or dimensions depend on the allocation of time and of knowledge performed by the teaching staff and the students in collaboration. The design process should follow principles where qualities like time, technology, space, and collaboration and work-life balance is taken into consideration. If we follow the findings above, future work should preferably investigate First, how the epistemic design dimensions affect the effectiveness and the learning outcomes in different configurations of hybrid learning spaces. In the literature reviewed, the epistemic design dimensions are mentioned, but they are very seldom given significant importance. Secondly, the possibilities of handling the trade-offs and the challenges by developing a practical method for involving students' ecology of resources and thereby providing teachers with tools for overcoming the barriers that exist for the successful implementation of synchronous hybrid teaching. As far as I can see, to overcome these barriers for successful innovation and implementation that I identified, we need a better understanding of the possibilities of involving learners' agency, supported by learning designs that enables teachers to gain insight into the students' zone of possibilities. This vision is illustrated in this figure, which shows a draft for a context-sensitive, activity-centered design framework supported by the dimensions of ecology of resources. So, hybrid learning spaces offer huge possibilities if designed well. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your comments and your questions.